Hello students and welcome to another installment of... Hello students and welcome to another exciting installment of... Hello students and welcome to another installment of... Hello kids and welcome to another Hey guys, today we have a very important lesson to learn, and to start this lesson I have to tell you a story. When I was very little, I had an Aunt Sally. Now, my Aunt Sally, she was, what's the right way to say this? I don't want to be too grotesque, but she had some gas problems, okay? So she would go around town and she always wanted someone to be with her, to open her door, to help her cross the street, and I would often volunteer to do this. Now, Aunt Sally, you know what, I'll put a picture right here of her so you can see what she looks like. Okay, so this is my Aunt Sally. My Aunt Sally has a lot of awesome qualities, but the fact that she would have gas so often would cause for some concern for us. So what we had to do as her family members is we had to go around apologizing constantly for it. And what we would say is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Whew. You know, so we understood exactly what was going on, and we felt like we were constantly apologizing to these people. Now, so always we would say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I want you to remember this, okay? So repeat after me. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, now don't forget. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's very important because it helps me remember, and I know it's going to help you remember an important math lesson for today. So what we have to do is we have to take that phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and we're going to use it in our math problem. Now, what I'm going to show you now is actually a write-up of what we do. So what we want to do is we want to start by defining what please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is. So it is P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. Remember that. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is important because it's how we lay out the foundation of what math problems we do in what order. We have to make sure that we start with the first one and end with the bottom one. That's the key. So, as we go through this, I want you to understand and think about, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, means something. Please, we start with please right at the top. What does please mean? Please means parentheses, and that's where we start in our math problem. So I'm going to put a math problem right up here that has parentheses on it. You're going to look at it, and as you look at it, you'll notice that's what we do first. So the first thing we do is we take care of what's inside the parentheses. Parentheses are those outside of egg-looking things that hold numbers in a number sentence. So, parentheses. We start with parentheses. After parentheses, we go to E. What does E stand for when you talk about Aunt Sally? Excuse, right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Excuse. That is exponents. Now, we're going to worry about exponents a little more in the future, but right now I want you to understand what an exponent is. An exponent is the little tiny number that goes right up to the right of another number. In a math sentence, that number has meaning, and we will get into exponents, I promise. But for today, we're not going to get into those exponents. So, we're going to start with the parentheses right at the top. Parentheses, please. Then we move to exponents. So if there is an exponent, and this is what an exponent would look like in a number sentence. If there is an exponent, you will look at it. But for right now, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, very good. Now, please excuse. We got the first two down. What's the next one? My. My or M. Multiplication. Multiplication! We get to do multiplication and division together next. So whichever goes in order. So I'm going to put that number sentence right back up here. We're going to start right here. We're going to look left to right, and we're going to see, is there any multiplication or division? Please excuse my dear. Multiplication, division. My dear. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we're going to look at our number sentence. We do have multiplication, so we have to start there. Now, what happens if division comes first? Whichever comes first, multiplication or division, those are the ones that you need to do first. Multiplication or division, left to right. That's how we're going to work it. Okay, so please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We have two letters left. If my dear stands for multiplication and division, what do you think Aunt Sally stands for? That's right, addition and subtraction. So, we have, please, parentheses. We have E, exponents, which we're going to deal with later. We have my dear, multiplication and division go together. You go left to right, you do multiplication or division, whichever comes first. This is in order. It's important that we do these in order so that we get the right answer. Okay, multiplication and division. Then we go into Aunt Sally. Adding, subtracting. You don't have to do adding first, then subtracting. You go left to right. Adding and subtracting are together. Very important. Adding and subtracting are together. Multiplication and division are together. Okay, now, we have this up here. I want you to just take a look. What do you think the correct answer to this number sentence is? I'm giving you some time. Think about it. Parentheses first. Exponents, do we have any of those? Multiplication and division together. We do multiplication and division together. Then, after multiplication and division, then you add and subtract. We have to do it in this order, otherwise you will not get the right answer. Let me show you. I'm going to show you what the wrong answer would be on my whiteboard. Okay, so I'm going to go through the same problem, and I'm going to do it 3 different ways. I'm going to show you the 3 ways that you can do it. You're going to get 3 different answers, only one of which is correct. And I know you love to get it correct. So, I'm going to go to the whiteboard now and we'll go to the next part of this lesson. Sound good? Great! Okay, class, we are looking at the problem 9 minus, and we have these parentheses, 2 times 3, in parentheses, plus 4. Okay. Now, there are a lot of ways we could do this. Let's start by saying, let's just go left to right. We're going to start over here and we're going to move across. So we're going to start with this 9 right here, okay? Now, if we take 9 minus 2, what do we get? 7, right? Okay, 7 times 3 is... 7 times 3, what do we think? That's right, 21, okay? So now we have 7 times 3, we took care of all these, now we just have 4. So 21 plus 4 is 25. That is one way we could do this problem. Now, if we take the same problem, 9 minus 2 times 3 plus 4, there's another way we could do this problem. We could say, I want to do 9 minus 2, that's 7, and 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 times 7 is 49. Okay, look, that's another way we could do this problem. Is 49 the right answer? I'm going to give you a hint. It's not. Okay, next way. We could do it the way that we just described using, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We could take 9, we could take minus 2 times 3, and then we add 4. Now, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. How does that start? That starts with parentheses. Parentheses are these things right here. These are parentheses, so we start there. 2 times 3, what's 2 times 3? That's right, 6. Now we bring everything down. We bring the 9 down, you bring the 4 down, along with the addition and the subtraction on each side. So we have 9 minus 6 plus 4. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. In this problem right here, we have no parentheses, so we go to excuse. Do we have any exponents? No. So then we can go to multiplication and division. Now, I see a subtraction sign here and an addition sign here. Are either of those multiplication or division? No. So we can do straight to Aunt Sally, addition, subtraction. We don't have to do addition first. We don't have to start here. We go left to right, always left to right. So we just go 9 minus 6 is what? 3 plus 4 is 7. And our correct answer is 7. You now see exactly how you could get a wrong answer simply by not going in the correct order of operations. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division are together, left to right. Addition and subtraction are together, always and forever left to right. Never forget that. Okay, now I'm going to put a link to another YouTube video in the top right corner of the screen. Please, please, please click on that link and continue learning about the order of operations. Someone far smarter than me will continue to teach you about it. Okay, that is all we have for today from me. Please continue, and tomorrow we will work on it in class. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.